Spies, who's head of section Environment Policy, Biodiversity and Forests at GIZ. There you are. Hello, Sandra. How are you doing?
Hello, good afternoon. I hope you can hear me.
Perfectly fine.
Perfect.
Perfect. Sandra, I'd be interested to hear more about why GIZ is actively engaging in green cooling and why the building sector is now taking the center stage. Floor is yours.
Thank you very much. And thank you for having me here, for opening this highly interesting session. I'm really looking forward to this event and also to see that more and more people are entering and joining. We are almost 230 people being together here, and I see some familiar faces. So this is really lovely and preparing for a very active and fruitful exchange. So a very warm welcome also from my side to all speakers. And thank you for participating from all around the globe. The topic that we are going to be working about, this is a global problem, so it's great to have you here. And let me also express my gratitude to the German Environment Agency and also to the GIZ Pro Climate team for organizing this vital event. I want to also express my sincere gratitude to the German Federal Ministry for the Environment, Climate Action, Nature Conservation and Nuclear Safety, which has supported the cooling sector in many countries via different projects within the International Climate Initiative, ICI, that many of you are familiar with. Let me start with a few words about the GIZ, the Deutsche Gesellschaft für internationale Zusammenarbeit. That's how it sounds in German. and our worldwide efforts towards sustainable development and also in the field of green cooling. And climate change is a driver of social inequality and a key threat to security in the 21st century. Dr. Busser also already mentioned that in her introductory words. That's why GIZ supports the transition to climate neutral and environmentally friendly economy and society throughout many years of experience working in sectors that are of key importance for a climate adapted and green economy. And as the cooling sector accounts for up to 7.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions, it is one of the key sectors for combating the climate crisis. That's why GIZ has been engaged in the cooling sector for 30 years now. So this year, the GIZ program Pro Klima celebrates 30 years of being at the forefront of ozone and climate protection and advancing green cooling worldwide, supported by the German government or supporting the German government and other donors. More than 340 pro-climate projects have achieved more than 120 million tons of CO2 equivalents. That's quite a number, and I think sometimes it's difficult to imagine how much that is. That is the equivalent to the yearly emissions of over 30 coal-fired power plants. I think that makes it a bit more easy to grasp. So that's a lot that has been done, and in a close cooperation with many stakeholders, because otherwise this wouldn't work. One key sector to reduce emissions from cooling is the building sector. That has already been mentioned, that the rapid urbanization and rising of global temperatures are leading to a rising cooling demand. And without an immediate intervention, this surge will drive emissions from coolings in buildings by 2050 to an alarming 6.1 billion tons of CO2 equivalent to the entire world's emissions in 1950. So this year's summit is therefore focusing on sustainable cooling and heating in buildings. The Green Cooling Summit is an important platform to foster policy dialogues. That's what will be the agenda for the following day and a half, and to encourage networking opportunities for government officials, industry leaders, researchers, and civil society participants to collaborate and build partnerships. So that's you. Together, we will learn about existing sustainable cooling and heating solutions, about enabling policies and financial incentives to accelerate the sector's transition. There's an urgent need for that, and about passive strategies for reducing cooling demand on the other side. So the Green Cooling Summit will immerse us in the topics as our esteemed speakers share their expertise, showcase global case studies, and provide insights into practical examples of successful implementations and learn from each other. So let me encourage to actively engage in discussions and collaborations to drive forward sustainable cooling initiatives and really benefit from the program that is being offered here. Thank you all for your participation and commitment to making a difference in protecting the ozone layer and the fight against climate change. Wishing you all a very fruitful event, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.